Hello. Hello, sweetheart. I hope this finds you doing well and good. I'm doing pretty good myself. I'm making this tape to you to tell you that I love you very, very much. And to be able to say some things that I'd rather say over a tape than in a letter. Baby, I really do love you so very, very much. And I don't want you to ever forget that. Okay? I'm standing here in the barracks. The reason I'm not sitting is because the microphone cord's not long enough. But I just want to tell you different things, such as, well, for one, I don't want you to let anybody influence you on anything, not at least scare you out of going to court or anything. If he has anything he's got to say about it, like I said, I don't like you talking to him over the phone, and if he calls, I think it'd be a best idea if it's something like that, just to hang up on him. But you can let him know that, look, Billy's not gone forever. It's not a permanent thing, that I will be back. And I'll take whatever measures I deem necessary to keep him out of the way. And I'm going to let him know that he's going to lose in the long run, because I'm either going to tire him out so bad from fighting us that he's going to give up, or he's just going to be out of the way so we can have Chad. Baby, I do love you so very, very much. You really wouldn't believe how much I miss you. We got a new guy on the shift. His name's Danny Strandhagen. He's pretty decent. He's cool. He's all right. We kind of run around together a little bit. He's from up and around Ontario, Canada, and he's pretty decent. But he and I run around some together. Sonny's wife should be here. Let's see, today is Friday. She should be here tomorrow, for gosh sake. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make it to go to Seoul to take care of Sonny's kid for him, because like I'm out of money. And that's not really too cool. But there's not too much I can say about it, because when you're out of money, you're out of money, and there's nothing you can do. But I think he understands. Wow, I tell you, I'm really happy for Sonny. I know if I was getting back with you, I'd really be happy. I tell you, I just mailed a couple of letters to you, and the reason I mailed two is I just didn't get down to be able to mail them. I'd leave them in the barracks and forget them when I was going to go down and check mail or something, and I just wouldn't remember them. And it is a good long walk to the mail room, so I didn't come back to mail them. I just figured I'd mail them later on. So this is what I did. Right now it's about 3:26, and like I got to be at work at 4 o'clock, so I'll only be able to go part way on this tape and then continue on with it later on. And okay, I hope it's going to be all right with you. Let's see. And it'd be a lot easier if I could be able to talk to you and you answer me back, because then I can really, really rap to you, Excuse me. Blech. Food wouldn't work like a dog gone. Baby, I tell you, when I get tapes from you, that really makes my day fun. I'm not kidding. That really does, because I can sit and listen to those tapes. I don't know, with a letter I can read it and it's gone in about 5 minutes, but with a tape, there it is for about an hour. I tell you, those tapes really do me a lot of good. I'm remaking a tape that I was going to send to you and Mother originally, and I decided not to because I made it when I was mad, so I'm taping over it, the whole thing, okay? I think you'd rather have a tape like I'm sending you now than the one that was originally on it. Let's see, I'm sending Dad's gift to him. As for me, baby, yeah, I don't want you and Chad to give me anything for Christmas, okay? Don't buy a thing for me. Save that money, okay? Really, we can get Chad some things and I'll get you something, but, don't spend anything on me, baby, really, okay? Just a sweet loving tape, that's all I need, baby. That's it, really, because the only other thing other than that I want be you, and I can't have that, so what can I say? I don't know why I say anything about the income tax money, because I know it's not going to be back in time for me to do anything about it by coming home mid to it. But we can look on the bright side. me staying over here a year, not taking any leave, builds up some leave for us, so we'll have a little bit of leave accrued to knock down all these days that we're in the hole. And then, we'll try not to take a full 30 days when I come home. We're going to our next duty station because I'm not going to have enough money, for us to get an apartment and all that. And, well, it's just, the whole thing in a nutshell is that the sooner we get up to our new base and get settled, the better off it'll be. We'll be on our own and by ourselves. And I don't know, when I'm in somebody else's house, even mom and dad's, I'm kind of unsettled because I'm a guest, you know what I mean? And I can't say what I want to say, and I can't act the way I want to act. And you know what I mean, okay? And I know your mom and dad mean well and all this, and I'm sure that, that things are better between them and me now, but still, I still can feel, I don't know, I still feel as though there's just a little bit of tension in the air, with them and me. I hope it's just my imagination, because if it is, I can shake that easy enough, but if it's not, then it's not too cool. So we'll just try and get on to our next base as soon as possible. And when I make out the income tax, when I get my W-2 form, make the income tax out and send to you. And I'm going to claim Chad and myself and you on the income tax. Okay, so here's what it's going to be. I'm going to send the income tax to you, or I'm going to have them mail it to you, instead of sending it back over here to me in case, something happens where it's June or July before they get to mail it, That way it'll come to a permanent address. I'm going to have it sent to Texas, there to Tyler. And if you get it and before I come home, go to the Red Cross and give the money to them to send to me, because I'll probably need some traveling money, But if it's not that, if we've got time to mail it to me, just go ahead and mail it to me, Well, next month I go over the hump, as we say here, going over the hump, which means you're going over the 6-month mark, which is a halfway mark, and it's supposed to be all downhill from there, but I don't know. It doesn't seem that way to me. I think the last 6 months is the hardest, because that's when you're really excited and anxious about going home and you're counting the days. I know it is for the GIs over here. You're just counting the days when you'll be getting home with your family and reuniting with everybody again, Honey, don't worry about crying on a tape, because that doesn't get me down, really. Matter of fact, it kind of makes me feel like you still care and everything, I'm not saying you don't, boy. Step number 1, pick up foot. Step number 2, insert into mouth. Step 3, clamp down mouth. Ooh. But I don't know, this last 6 months, it's usually the hardest, because you're really looking forward to it. And that last month's really a killer, because here you are saying, well, I got 10 more working days, And then when it gets down to where you've got just so few working days, you say, well, I got 10 more days, 10 days in a duffel bag drag, like 10 days I wake up and a bag drag, which means that you got 10 days and a wake up, which means you're going to be woke up that morning, you leave that day that you just drag your duffel bag down, So when it gets down to where you got about 10 days, a wake up and a bag drag, well, you're really sitting pretty, and that's when you're really getting anxious. I'm going to try and stay awake a couple of days before, I get on the planes. I know I'm going to be so excited it's going to be hard to sleep. And maybe I can just wear myself out to where I want to sleep, and then I can sleep some. I'll probably be dog tired when I get home, because all that traveling, it does take quite a bit. It's going to take about, 14 hours or so to get to the States, to the West Coast, and then from the West Coast I'll probably it'll probably take more than that, because like it's flying time. I'll probably take about 20 hours to get to the States and all, with layovers and everything. And after 20 hours, then I'll probably have a layover on the West Coast, and then however long it takes to go to Dallas, then a layover there. And I just hope it's not a layover like I had before. I had a layover before, like something like about 6 hours, and then I had to take a bus, and then on into Tyler, or however I'm going to do it, I'll call you from the West Coast and let you meet me in Dallas, or something like that, But however it goes, that's the way it'll go, I don't know exactly how I'm going to come home yet, but however I do, that'll be the way I'm going to do it, okay? Wow, there's a lot of... I'm really getting this tape on, aren't I? It hasn't changed. I can't keep my big mouth shut very long. Well, let's see. As for your trouble, baby, your doctor's told anything, don't let it worry you, you know. Like I said before, you're my wife, I love you. You know, I don't, no matter what happens, I love you. With the doctor, use those Champus forms, babe, because, like, even with those dental appointments you had and everything, like, you're blowing money for no reason. The government can be picking these checks up. And, like, we'd only have to pay, just say, you know, $50 at the most, you know, a year, $50 a year, each fiscal year. And then at the end of that fiscal year, we pay another $50, you know what I mean? And if you had to have a lot of, you know, medical stuff, and this for prescriptions, everything, I mean, the government picks up prescriptions, everything, you know, the whole 9 yards. So let Uncle Sam pick it up a little bit, okay? And if nothing else, you know, go down to Barksdale there in Shreveport, and they can fix you up. I'm sure Dad will take you. If you'll talk to Dad, I'm sure he'd take you to Barksdale. And he can get on base because, like, he's an officer, or was an officer, and he's resigned now, but he's, you know, he's still actually in the Air Force. You know, he's still got his card showing that he's a retired, you know, officer. So he could get on the base and get you on base and everything too, you know. Okay? Okay, next, let's see. I love you. I love you very much. I'm trying to get a lot of this said before I have to go to work, because, like, Danny will be up the room in a few minutes, and I'll have to go to work. But I want to tell you I love you very much, baby. I really do. Good gracious, I miss you terribly. It's really super cold here, and there's no heat in the barracks. I asked the first sergeant yesterday when he walked through the barracks, you know, hey, when are we going to have some heat, you know? And he said that they were not going to for a while because the heater has got a bunch of parts missing to it. The heating system has a whole lot of parts missing to it, and we're just not going to have it, you know, any heat for a while. If you're wondering what that sound is on this tape, there's airplanes taking off and stuff. It's a pretty noisy place around here. It's kind of hard to sleep sometimes with all the noise. F4's taking off and all that, you know. Okay, let's see. So it gets pretty cool. We got 2 Harmony blankets on our beds, but even that's not enough. You're usually covering up with our parkas and our field jackets. Cover your top half over the parka and the bottom half your feet with your field jacket. That's about the only way you can stay halfway warm. And then when you have to get out of that warm bed and get out on the cold floor, there's no, you know, carpet in that. Well, we got a couple of pieces of rug in here, but you just don't, I mean, it really wakes you up good because you hit that cold floor and you got to dress in this cold air, and it's really rough. A lot of guys are sending back, you know, for single electric blankets. But, like, I know we ain't got the money, so, you know, don't worry about it, babe. I'm tough enough, I can stake it out, you know. I would appreciate it if you get a chance, though, send me, you know, if you're not using it. If you're using it, don't worry about it, you know. But if you're not using that little electric heater you got, you know, wow, I'd really appreciate if you'd send it to me. Because a little bit of heat in this room would be better than nothing, really. And I can't get electric heaters over here because these doggone people don't sell them. All you got's these charcoal things, and the charcoal will asphyxiate you, so. And those things aren't even too cool. Like, you have to, it costs you about $10 a week for coal for them, you know. Also, I was going to go down and buy a coffee pot so I could have some hot coffee, something to keep me warm inside, you know, before I go to work, when I come home, and, you know, when I come back to barracks and everything. And they don't sell coffee pots here because it's a black market item. Can you believe that? I mean, that's really rotten. As much as GIs drink coffee and like coffee, you know, that's pretty rotten when you can't get a coffee pot. They sell coffee, but you just can't get the coffee pots. I love you. Oh, do you remember that? That I loved you? Ooh, very much. Oh, gracious, yes. You won't believe this, but I blew one of my quote color ones out too. I'm going to rewire it though. I got a soldering gun from my electrician, and I got some wires from the electric shop and stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and rewire it myself. Science is killing me. I'm making up a tape for you, baby. It's a reel-to-reel. and it's not going to be the same speed as the other tapes. The other speeds I recorded, at 1 7/8. Okay, this one's recorded 3 3/4. Okay, so you'll have to set the tape deck on 3 3/4 for the speed. Okay, and so it'll be able to use it. All you got to do to set it is that little speed control there, right in the middle, right above where the tape goes through the heads. Just turn it and it'll come up. And then when you want to turn it, to a lower speed, you just push down on it and turn it to the right. To go to faster speeds, you just turn it and it'll come up by itself, on the left. And you can't turn it while the tape's turning. You have to turn it while the machine's off, okay? And I was going to make my voice on this tape, but the tape machine up at the rec center didn't work too good, so I had to go to the hobby shop. That's where you can do your taping, but you can't talk on your tapes there, So I'm just going to go ahead and send these cassette tapes to you, okay? I love you. What else? Wow, it's 20 minutes to 4 and I got a pretty good walk. I'll probably have to be signing off pretty quick. What else? I didn't get to sleep this morning until about 4:30, I guess. I was sitting there thinking about you. Really, really super missing you, baby. You just wouldn't believe how much. Life is so hard without you, baby. I love you so very much. When you're right, I don't let anything bother me. Just a sec. Come on in, man. But Danny's here. I'm gonna have to sign off, and I'll finish the tape later. Okay? Bye, bye, babe. I love you. Yeah. Good morning, sweetheart. How's everything going? I started making this tape last night yesterday afternoon before I went to work. And I stopped at about 20 minutes to 4, I guess. But when Danny came up and we went to work, well, I didn't get off work until 5 o'clock this morning. So I had a pretty long night. Things just piled up, and we still didn't get finished everything we had to do. But we already worked that long, so I said to heck with it, I just got up. You can probably tell by the sound of my voice that I just got up. Got up, and it's now about 1:30. So I've slept for about went to sleep about 6:30. So I slept for about 7 hours, which is about the most sleep I've gotten in a long time. I was really bushed. Let's see. We had another alert today, but I didn't even go in. I figured I put in 13 hours. It wasn't any sense me turning around and going back out there again. Excuse me. Pardon me. Well, let's see. Oh, yeah, last night, I always get your letters at night because I never get the airmail posted here until about 6 o'clock in the evening. So usually we take a mail run down to the mail room and check our mail. But I got 3 letters last night, and I tell you, they really made me feel good. I'll try and answer some of your questions. I just finished rereading them again, and now I've already forgotten what the questions were. I get some questions in my mind. I say, okay, I got to remember to answer that, and then I forget them. My mind's not working too well because I'm just, like I said, I just got up. One thing, baby, you don't have anything to worry about by other women. Well, Lana Ward, I'll tell you, with Lana is a really super decent chick. I mean, I'm not kidding you, she's really super decent. And I think the reason that she, I think it's mostly respect for me that she shows, because in 5 years we dated, I never tried anything with her. I treat her like what she deserved to be treated, a lady. And I think that's mostly what it is. She's just infatuated with the fact that I, wanted to treat her like a lady.
Uh, like I said, baby, I had never married someone like Lana, and really, it's just I just couldn't, you know. And as much as I love you, baby, there's nothing, no way, you know. All my heart's given to you. There's not any room for anybody else. Um, I'm glad you and Valerie are getting along real well. I hope you and Bonnie can get along well too, because she's really sweet too. If you give her a chance, you'll find out, babe. You know, like Bonnie is a really a sweet person. These two girls I've known all my life, and they're just like sisters to me. I mean, they know I'd do anything in the world for them, you know. And they're really two super sweet people. Um, what else? Tell you what, when I do one of your tricks, and I'm gonna get the letter and I'll read it and see.